I was having y'all Rico from Street Scores, just coming with a quick Rico report on the various things that are going on in the Burgundy and Gold Nation. Let's not waste time. Let's get it. Alright, so first of all, a Washington football team player tests positive for COVID. And this is right before the Bengals game. So who knows who it may be? And you know, when it comes to COVID, I mean, if you're in contact with somebody else, they may also be at risk in not playing just off of them being forced to isolate. It's not just who has COVID, but who was also around that person. So far, we still don't know exactly who is tested for it. They haven't come out with that information yet, but we will find out about that relatively soon. At least we should. And of course, the Burgundy and Gold had an official team statement. Last night, we were made aware that a Washington football team player tested positive for COVID-19. The player immediately self-isolated and the contact tracing data was evaluated. All of the players' close contacts have been told to quarantine. Our organization has entered the NFL's intensive protocols. All meetings this week will be conducted virtually, and the Innova Sports Performance Center will only be open to staff with limited access granted to the players. We will continue to work closely with the NFL's chief medical officer and follow the league's guidance. The health and safety of our players, coaches, and staff is our number one priority. And I'd say we've actually been doing pretty well because a lot of teams have had not only one COVID case already, but multiple. This is our first one of the season, so it's still unacceptable for somebody to catch it, but I hope they recover fully and are available for the Bengals game. But who knows? Don't let it be a high impact player. I know a lot of y'all believe in jinxes, so I'm not gonna name guys, but it could be somebody impactful. We'll have to see though. And even though I doubt it for some odd reason, if it were Alex Smith, boy, that would be drama filled. That means Dwayne Haskins will be starting against the Bengals, and that would be just another complete 180 for the season. I mean, this would just be nothing but drama revolving around this franchise, man. Also, finally, Rivera said that Washington is discussing bringing in another kicker. Dustin Hopkins isn't necessarily terrible, you know what I'm saying? But he's definitely not one of the good kickers in the league. Over the course of his career, he is an 83.4% field goal maker. That's his field goal percentage over his career. But this season, he has us ranked 30th in field goal percentage with 70.59, which means he's technically worse this year than his career average. So it seems like he's slightly regressed. And he's literally cost us a couple of games. I mean, it's been a lot of blame to go around, but if you look at it in a way that Dustin Hopkins, if he made one more field goal, we probably would have 2 or 3 more wins. And these field goals aren't like terrible field goals. Not like they're asking him to kick like 58-yarders and he's missing those. He's missing those in the 40s. I think he missed like a 30-something yarder recently. It's really unacceptable. So the Washington football team said that they're definitely talking about bringing in another kicker to compete. And just as an update, offensive lineman DCharles, my boy, will undergo season-ending knee surgery today, as in Tuesday. Charles dislocated his kneecap and was hoping to rehab the injury, but he'll now undergo surgery and should be on track to return for minicamp. So that sucks. My boy DCharles, man, I thought he would be the starting left tackle of the future for us, and now that Cornelius Lucas looks really good, I'm hoping DCharles can be the starting left guard for us of the future. Pro Bowl left guard. He has the talent, but he just has to find a way to stay healthy. And it's crazy because I don't remember him being injured at all for LSU. I feel like Joe Burrow never had to worry about his blind side when DCharles was the starting left tackle for possibly, arguably, the best offense in college football history. And then he got hurt before the draft, and he just hasn't been able to get right since. Played, like 2 snaps for us, and then season-ending injury. Oh, here's an update. The player from our team with COVID was not on the Detroit trip this weekend. So that can help limit not only who it is, but like also since they weren't even somebody that took a trip to Detroit, which means they weren't even an active player. That means they probably weren't in contact with everybody else. So they may be practice squad, or they may be a player that's on the 53-man roster that was not active against the Detroit Lions, which means it's not a high impact player. It shouldn't really affect the outcome against the Bengals, especially if they're able to get it under control. And this is going to be crazy because with everything being virtual and there's only limited access to the practice facilities, that means media won't be there. So it's going to be kind of weird, like that early training camp process. But again, how this is looking, it's looking like this is going to be handled quickly and effectively. This shouldn't be an actual problem, but we'll have to keep tabs on it. And before we get out of here, just random, just to let y'all know, because it's hilarious to me, Kirk Cousins got his first Monday Night Football win last night. And it was on the back of Dalvin Cook and the really productive Vikings defense. But hey, man, however you got to get it, he finally got it. Oh, sorry, Kirk Cousins, boy. And that's the end of this video, man. Please like this video if you liked it. If you learned anything, please subscribe. If you haven't, hit that bell next to the subscription button so you get a notification every time I release a video like this, every time I schedule a live stream, every time I start live streaming. And as always, man, I really appreciate all the support, everybody that donates to the channel, all of my sponsors, especially my Pro Bowl sponsors whose names you see scrolling on the screen right now. And shouts out to my one All-Pro sponsor in Troy Cabrera. Big shouts out to all of y'all, man. I really appreciate it. Y'all are helping my dream come true. We're only going up from here. I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.